slight. Just move that down. Slight. See if I can rotate it down just a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's good. Okay, so we got the pot going. All right, y'all. So I'm making a goosey today. What's going on with my microwave? Uh-oh. Huh. Okay. So I'm making a goosey today. This is a Nigerian dish. I just tried it out at a restaurant 2 weeks ago. I like to taste the food before I actually. I like to taste the food before I actually like try to cook it. So I know what it's supposed to taste like. I'm putting on my apron because it's about to get messy. Maybe we'll see. All right, so I went shopping. I shared the shopping part. I love the cooking part in the sense that, you can get to go to the store and explore and all that type of stuff. So these are called a goosey. This is a melon. There's a melon from, you know how in Africa they have them gourds and stuff? Well, these are the seeds of it. And so what I have done is I blended this with dried crawfish. That's where you get this fishy flavor. This is a goosey. And so it's blended melon seeds. So that's what this is, blended melon seeds. And so I mixed them with, what did I put in there? Onion and the melon seed. And I put a Maggi cube, which is called, beef bouillon. All right. So we got palm oil. Palm oil is an oil from West Africa. It's cooked in a lot of foods. When you see they have like mafi, and they also have, what is it called? Cassava leaf dish. They use this. And also the okra stew. And they call it stew. It's very similar to how in New Orleans they got jambalayas and stuff. And of course, rice is part of the process. And there's also fufu. I'll make fufu next time. Right now, I'm not going to make fufu. I'm just going to do the goosey. Now, this is red peppers. Okay. This is an African dish, Nigerian dish called EGUSI. This is blended onions, red peppers. I'm talking about, when I say red peppers, I'm talking about the, like bell peppers, like this. I got a half a piece of left, like this. That's what this is, with tomatoes, fresh tomatoes and onions. And this is separate. So the first thing I have to do, oh, and then the other pepper is this one. This is called Scotch bonnet or habanero. Most West African food has this in it. Now, those things you don't want to bust and you damn sure don't want to eat because they will fuck you up. You hear me? So what we're going to do is a lot of West African dishes, they require you. I did a lot of prep ahead of time. That's what I've been doing. I've been busy. So this is the onions. They use red onions in a lot of African dishes, okay? But for these blends and stuff like this, I just use regular sweet onion. That's just my preference. Now it said don't let, the palm oil is hot. It said don't let, y'all hear it? It's frying. It said don't let this overheat. Palm oil can overheat. I don't know what it'll taste like if it overheats, but it said keep it on medium, so that's what I'm doing. All right? So we got that going. Let me get my little thing. Now I like beef, so I got steak and I already pre-cooked it. So here all we doing is frying up. Let me move this so y'all can see it a little bit. Okay. Let me. Hello. Your husband is a lucky man. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm American, but I like to cook food from everywhere. Like, I cook Thai food. I cook Chinese, well, fake Chinese food. I cook Caribbean food. I cook Moroccan food. I love cooking. I love cooking. I've always liked cooking. It gives me an adventure in the market, I just walk around and look at stuff. And one of the markets that I go to, they actually on Saturdays. Hold on, let me see. I gotta make sure this thing doesn't. Okay. All right, I'm back. I gotta make sure this thing doesn't have ringing. I don't want anybody calling my phone while I'm cooking and mess the stream up. But yeah, this is what I have made. So I'm gonna put this up. This is the goosey. Then I'll tell you guys another thing. But I cook Indian food. I cook Spanish food. I cook all kinds of food. I love cooking. And I cook 3 meals a day because um, I'm trying to, we're not perfect. Americans, we're all freaking fat, okay? Let's just be honest. But I am trying my best, my damnedest to make sure that I can do what I can, that we're not eating a bunch of processed food, And I make a lot of Middle Eastern and Mediterranean food as well. So I cook a lot of different variety. All right, so I'm going to put the garlic in. I'm putting the garlic in now. Let me see what you said. Hi, Kimbo Gaming. Hello. He says, love the cussing. You like cussing? Oh, my God. Love the hot peppers. Love the onions. It's going to be super yummy. Thank you. You have the same stove as mine. Oh, yeah, I like this flat, what do you call it? Glass top. Yeah, I like it. It's really cool to have a glass top stove. I know they said chefs and stuff are supposed to have, what is it called? Chefs are supposed to have, what is it? I'm supposed to put 3 of these in. Okay, so this right here, chef's supposed to have gas stoves. This right here is locust beans. Now, you know this don't come from the United States. I had to get this out of the frozen section at the African store. That's why it took me so long to cook, because I had to go get stuff I ain't never heard of. I was like, what is this? And I hope I don't get, like, allergic to it, because I don't know what this stuff is, but I'm putting it in there because that's what it said for the recipe. That's locust beans. So I put half of the locust beans in now. It's supposed to give it, like, a nutty flavor, they say. All right, so I got my palm oil and my onions going. I'm going to brew these onions just a little bit longer. I got to go pick my daughter up. And the next thing after that, let's see, I got some extra onions left. I guess I can just put those up. The extra onions. I can just put those up. I don't need the onions. So what I do next is I pour this in next. I pour this sauce in next. And I let it just kind of saute. And I put like a little bit of, what is it? About a cup of beef broth. So let me put that there. So we got to put some beef broth in there. And then after that, I put the EGUSI. I put the EGUSI in there. And you let it clump up. You put it in like little clumps. So I got to get a spoon and let it clump up. And then it'll cook like almost kind of like dough. It'll kind of dough up and swell up. And as you can see the picture that I have on the front, that picture is what it'll look like. So it'll look like a stew. And then, let me get the other thing that I have. The last part, I'm a teacher, so forgive me if I sound like a teacher, but that's my training, so I probably talk like that. Okay, and that's the last part. This is prepped. This is a whole, like, 2 foot by 2 foot bag of spinach. And what I did is I chopped the shit out of it. I chopped the whole shit out of it. Okay? And let me tell you something. When I go to cook, I take it very seriously. When I cook things that are foreign to me, I take it very, very seriously. I literally watch like 30 different damn streams on YouTube. I watch shorts, right? I take it very, very seriously. And I printed out 2 versions. Let me show y'all that. I printed out 2 versions of the ingredients. And what I do is I kind of blend them a little bit. I have to blend them because I don't know if one is, better than the other. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add salt to the game. I'm putting a large, nice amount of salt in here. I'm putting a large amount of salt because I want to make sure this thing has real, like, flavor. And if it's not salted, it might be kind of nasty, okay? So it looks to me like the onions have gone down to the right size. Can y'all see that? And now I'm going to pour in this. And it says you got to let this kind of like marinate. Okay, so I'm mixing that in. That's the red peppers and the tomatoes and the onions. All right, let me look at my thing one more time. All right, so we got that going. And palm oil is kind of like curry in the sense that you don't want to get this on your clothes. If you get palm oil on your clothes, you're done. You are freaking done. Okay? Oh, and it said pepper. Did it mean regular pepper? Yeah, teaspoon of pepper. Let me see here. If I get a teaspoon of pepper. All right, so I'm gonna do a spoon of pepper here. There we go. All right, so we got pepper. Throw them two lotus beans in there. So we got black pepper, salt pepper. It says smoked paprika, but I already did that with the meat. I don't need to do that again. I got palm oil. And I didn't use too much palm oil. Let me tell you something. You do not want to eat palm oil regularly because palm oil is a high saturated fat. It's not good for the heart. I'm being honest with you. So it's not something you need to eat. Like I wouldn't be eating palm oil every day. That's something you eat sometimes. It's high saturated fat, okay? So I'm going to keep stirring this. Let me see what your comments are. Also, you have, okay, same stove. You said, I got to go, but I bet you're an amazing cook and you're probably very good looking too. Oh, you're so sweet. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. I am 46 years old. Actually, you know what? I'm 47. Today's my birthday. I am 47 today. But I have a very, like, silly ass spirit, you know? I don't take shit serious. That's my problem. Well, I do. I stopped taking stuff serious. I'll put it that way. I used to be real serious. Then I was like, got stressed out. And I was like, man, fuck this serious shit. I'm laughing the rest of my life. And so that's what I do. I laugh and cook. Laugh, cook, and garden. I retired, but how many years ago? I retired from being a teacher. I taught literature. I retired from being a teacher. I didn't realize how institutionalized I was, how much teaching and education was in my system. I didn't know until I quit. I had to learn how to use the bathroom again. I had to learn how to do so much stuff because teachers, all we do is hold our pee. That's all we do. And I'd be like holding it. I got a bad bladder because of it. And like now I'm like, May, just go to the bathroom. You don't have to wait. You know, I'll be waiting for the bell. This is crazy, but yeah, 5 years later, I'm still thinking like that. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So anyhow, all right. Let me see here. It says heat the stirred tomato and the juices and the garlic. Oh, and we got to add the beef stock. Let's do the beef stock. Add some beef stock in. There we go. There we go. Got some beef stock in there. Okay, all right. It says I need to let it simmer for 5 minutes. Bring to a boil and simmer for another 5 minutes. Okay. And it says then I add the ground EGUSI and simmer on medium heat for 10 more minutes. Then I can add beef stock as I need to prevent it from burning. Finally, put in the spinach and let it sit for 5 more minutes. All right. So what I'm going to do, it says you can eat it with fufu, yams, or any starchy dish. Well, what I love is basmati rice. So I have already pre-prepared the basmati rice. I will make fufu for it, but I'll do that tomorrow. I can only do so much in one day, you know. This shit takes a lot of prep. So that's what I've been doing. I've been prepping. It's looking good. It's looking good. I hope it tastes really good because I had, when the restaurant, you know, I mean, like, there's nothing like an authentic African cooking some African food. They have an instinct for the shit. I'm just trying, you know what I'm saying? But I tasted it at the restaurant, so it should be good. So I'm going to start putting up some of this stuff while I'm talking. And then we'll put in the EGUSI. Okay, we're going to put in the EGUSI. The EGUSI is the seeds. So imagine that. Like, who thought of that? Like, I'm going to make a stew out of seeds. All right, so what we're going to do now is put in the Scotch bonnets. Don't bust that. That's all I can tell you. Pray to God. Hope for you. You don't want to do that, baby. You do not want to bust open a Scotch bonnet. It will unleash hell upon you. You hear me? A Scotch bonnet will release hell upon you. You will be screaming and hollering. I remember when I ate, my ex-husband, he would cook this dish called Ben Akin. Ben Akin. It's from Gambia. Some people call it, what's this called? I forgot the other names for it. But they would put this Scotch bonnet, this right here, in the food. And I'd be thinking it's a carrot because Ben Akin has eggplant, it has yam, it has potatoes. They call it yuca. And it has cabbage. Oh my God, it is so hearty. It is really good. That's like one of the best West African dishes. Benachin is so nice. And it's like jambalaya. I think that's where that New Orleans food comes from. Anyway, I messed around and bit into that fucking shit. I thought it was, I'm going to put the rest of these locust beans in here. Okay, I'm done with that. I thought this shit was a carrot. Well, it wasn't a carrot. I bit into that damn Scotch bonnet. This right here, baby. You wanna torture somebody, make them eat that. They'll be dead in 5 minutes, okay? I bit that damn Scotch bonnet. Yeah, it gets flavor, but you don't want to bust it. Just don't bust it, whatever you do. And so I would suggest that you take it out. Take it out of the pot, okay? So nobody mistakenly eats it. Because if they eat it, all hell is going to break loose, okay? I bit that shit, and all I know is I took off running. I took off running. I went to the bathroom, and I was howling. I was hollering. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. My nose was running. My eyes was watered up. It was bad. You know what happened? I took my face and put it underneath the faucet. I put my face underneath the faucet, had my mouth wide open. It didn't do nothing. That water didn't do nothing. When you know water can't quench it, it's bad. You feel me? When water can't do nothing with it, it's bad. So the next thing is I ran to the kitchen, and I continued to put water from the faucet, hoping that the faucet in the kitchen would have colder water. Nope. It didn't matter. Y'all, this is my African cooking pot. I don't know if I said that. This is the same pot Africans tend to cook out of. I got to be careful. I don't want to squish this Scotch bonnet. This shit will be a scorch. It'll heat this shit up so bad. But anyhow, and then I grabbed ice cubes, and I started putting ice cubes in my mouth. I was holding ice cubes and putting my face on them. I was doing all this stuff, and nothing helped. It was bad, y'all. It was bad. So the next thing is, somebody told me to just like put milk in my mouth and just hold it like you gargling. Just hold the milk in my mouth. And I should have thought of that because I eat Indian food, and that's what Indians do. They put yogurt in their food to cool it off, you know, as far as the spice is concerned when it comes to peppers. But I didn't think of it. But that's what they told me. They said, do that, and then you'll be okay. And so I just kept putting, you know, milk in my mouth. And it calmed it down. It was still burnt. It was still burnt, no doubt. But the water wasn't doing nothing, and neither were them ice cubes. So here we go. We're going to put the EGUSI in. They said put it in little bits by little bit, okay? So you just put little sections of it, and you just let it cook like that. It said put little clumps. And then you let it cook itself. And just don't let it burn. So that's when I got quite a bit, don't I? All right. So we got some more EGUSI to make a bigger one. All right. Put one over there. So this is the EGUSI. I'm not no professional cooking show person, so forgive me for my imperfections. I'm just trying to cook my stuff and share it with the world. I am not an African woman. An African woman would know how to cook this from scratch. I had to learn. I had to watch. I had to print recipes. Okay, move over. Move over. Move over. There we go. All right. The EGUSI is there. EGUSI. EGUSI. Okay. I didn't kill the kitchen too bad. Sometimes I tear the kitchen all the freaking way up. I didn't do too bad today. All right, so my EGUSI is cooking. Y'all see it? Let me get it closer so y'all can see. EGUSI. EGUSI. It's doing it. It's going. It's cooking. All right. Cook, cook, cook. This is my African cooking pot. You don't see me break this out till I'm cooking some African food, all right? So in the meantime, I guess I need to, let me see, make myself a salad. Because I haven't eaten anything. That's a sad thing. So, see, I'm still institutionalized. They don't tell me to eat, I don't eat. If my husband's not here, I definitely don't eat. If he's here, I stay on code. Okay? All right, so this is my salad. That's my salad I cooked. All right, let me see if my chicken nuggets are ready. Okay, not chicken nuggets. Same thing I ate yesterday, chicken salad. All right, now I'm about to eat my salad while we watch the EGUSI cook. Then I gotta go get my daughter. My husband is in the Philippines. He went to Korea, and then he went to the Philippines, and he don't know where he gonna go after that, but he gonna be gone. He has a good time traveling. I do too. I love travel. So he sent me some pictures of him at the temple today. I was like, oh my God, that is so cool. I'm so happy for him. I'm gonna eat ranch again. I'm gonna do ranch dressing. I'm gonna do ranch dressing again. But I'm so happy for him. He's having a good ass time. He's having the time of his life. And that's the thing with me and him. We got married. We've been partying, traveling, having the adventure of a lifetime. And I'm really happy about it. Because, like, I feel like, you know, we didn't do the whole have kids not ready. And then we're like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? And some people do that. They be like, oh, shit. I didn't do enough. I didn't have enough fun. Ooh, this EGUSI is looking interesting. Okay, don't break it up. That's what it said. Don't break it up. Let it cook like that. Let it cook up. That's what it said. Okay, so I'm letting it cook up. And I don't want to add too much, what do you call it? Beef stock. Not yet. Not yet. I'll add more beef stock later. But me and my husband, we had a very good time, you know, before we had kids. We were married, what, 10 years? 10, 11 years? Before we had our daughter. And I'm very happy about that. It's kind of crazy because, like, when you go to the school, well, this is a predominantly, like, the area where she goes to school is predominantly, like, Jewish and, what do you call it? And white. And these people work at, like, Emory University, the CDC, that type of stuff. So it's kind of, it's like, you know, a little bit of, they're not rich people. Clearly, if they were rich people, they wouldn't be going to public school. But, it's so funny because when you pick up the kids, everybody looks like grandparents. Everybody looks like grandparents. Every single set of parents. Well, the only exception to that rule is a couple of Hispanic kids. And their parents are somewhat younger. Just a couple. But the rest of us, we all look like we're grandparents picking up grandchildren. And that's because we are older parents. We kind of, you know, planned and schemed our way to doing all and having all that we want before getting kids. Okay. So the EGUSI is cooking. It's doing its thing. I see why they said put some stuff in it. I see why they said that. This shit is thickening. Ooh wee. All right, so let's put this in. It said to put some beef stock in there, right? So I'm putting the beef stock, and I'm still letting it cook, though. Let it cook. Let it cook. It's got to heat back up again. And so at this point, I need to put the meat in. Let that cook. Y'all see all that steak? That's pre-cooked. Ooh, EGUSI. EGUSI. All right. So we're going to let that cook up. At this point, we can just let it thicken up. Okay. Thicken up. Let me see if y'all can see. That's the EGUSI. So that's what's in there. And it's got steak in it. So I'm going to let it cook up. I would put the lid on. It better not stop popping on me. I know that. And so the last thing I got to put in is the spinach. And then it'll be done. Now, don't think that this shit is easy. Okay? This shit ain't easy. I did a lot of prep so that I could just nicely pour this stuff in here on camera. You know, save camera time. It was a lot of work. I'm eating my chicken salad. I'm leaving in 20 minutes to go get my kid. So, this is my African cooking pot. And so when you have an African cooking pot, you see, y'all see the end? It don't have a rubber thing on it. So you gotta have this to touch it and turn it around. That's why I be spinning when I'm doing shit, because I'm not finna touch it. It can spin all day. I am not touching that. Burn my hand. Fuck that. Let me see any more comments. No more comments. All right. But African food is so good, you know? It just depends on what you like. Now, the one thing I don't like, African food, West African food, I don't care for East African food. It's kind of like, it's like East African food is like a lame version of Indian food. They don't have curries and sauces. They just use the dry sauces, marinades or whatever on the meat. Kind of like how Middle Eastern food is. And then they season and saute it with Indian spices, but there's no curry. I'm like, the curry needs to happen. And I don't know why the curry's not happening. So let me make sure I'm not letting it get burnt or nothing. I do not like burnt food. Africans be acting like burnt is good. They like the whole fucking pot to burn at the bottom, and they scoop the food off at the top. I be like, why y'all let y'all food burn? That's not cool. That's how they do it, though. Maybe burnt gives it a flavor. I don't know. I don't like it. And I'm letting this simmer and cook up and do its thing. But yeah, West African food, the only dish I don't like is one called groundnut stew. Groundnut stew is like, basically you put peanut butter, basically the shit I'm doing here, but put peanut butter in it. No, no. You do not put peanut butter with tomatoes and meat. What's wrong with you? That's a no-no. And see, I'm one of them people, I don't like my food touching. You know, you be eating like waffles and eggs and grits. I need all that shit separate. The grits cannot touch the waffle and the syrup. The eggs can't touch the waffle or the syrup. The eggs can touch the grits, but they can't. I got some rules on my plate. So I don't like shit touching. I don't like it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't like it. All right, it's getting... All right. Okay, let me get my mitten. I think I'm finna take these Scotch bonnets out because I'm afraid. I'm afraid these Scotch bonnets gonna fuck me up later. Whatever flavor they was gonna do, they done did. Okay? I don't want my shit hot and I can't eat it. It becomes inedible, you know? Your food can become inedible. Ah, EGUSI. Yeah, it's looking just like the goddamn restaurant. Wow. Wow. Okay. It's looking good, y'all. I think we're going to move to the next stage. EGUSI. Yeah. Okay. We're going to move to the next stage. What is the next stage? The next stage is to put in the spinach. Damn, that shit is brewing up. It smells good, y'all. Oh my God, I can't wait to taste it. Okay, so we're gonna let this cook. The EGUSI. We're gonna let this cook. Look at all that spinach, it's a lot. EGUSI. If I have to, I'll add some more beef stock. I'm gonna taste it once I get this spinach in here. Oh, it's a lot of spinach. Yee. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I might be overdoing it. Let me see. I don't want the spinach to take over the recipe. All right, EGUSI. All right, we're gonna let it cook down. Let me get my damn mitten. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop right there. It's gonna be a salad if I put too much. I don't need a salad soup. But one thing good about spinach is it goes all the way down. So I can always just freeze that spinach. What I got left, I can just freeze it. I think this is enough. This is what the dish looks like. This is what the dish looks like. And all I got to do is just keep stirring it. So I'm not going to taste it yet. When the spinach gets like a dark color, that's when. Okay? So I'm going to add some more beef stock to it. And that's it. That is EGUSI. So it's going to get dark. It'll get dark, and I will freeze the rest of the spinach. I can always add that spinach to my damn salad, and I'll probably put some in my salad and then freeze the rest. But that is EGUSI. Anybody have any thoughts? Any last comments before I go? And what I'll do is I will plate the EGUSI. Once it's done cooking, I'll plate it. And that's my basmati rice. So it'll be on top of rice. Y'all can see the picture. I didn't put too much palm oil. Sometimes when you see West African food, you just see a whole film of palm oil. Like I said, I know the shit ain't that healthy, so that's why I ain't using a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not that healthy. And so that's why I used the minimum. It said like, what, 2 cups? I was like, oh, hell to the nah. Nah. Palm oil has a flavor. And that's what you want to do. Use the onions to bring the flavor out. Get the flavor of the palm oil. You don't want the cholesterol of it. It's too much. This one said 2 cups of palm oil. You crazy. You ain't finna kill me. You crazy. I'm just double checking. I got everything in there. Yep. I got it all. I did not miss anything. They said 1 cup of spinach. I think I might have put 4. That's fine, because that's what I want. That's what I want. Okay. So that's that. So what I'll do is I will plate it. I plate it once the spinach leaves cook down and then turn dark green, like forest green. My husband, he I'll save him some. It's gonna be a while for he get back, but I'll just freeze it and save him some. I can't eat all this. I don't know who else can I get to eat this with me. I usually freeze stuff. If I make a big pot of something, I usually just freeze it. Because I can't eat it all. You know, you get tired of some shit anyway. You get tired of it. And that's it. That's EGUSI. All right, Ashe. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for watching.